What is going on? Charles Botensten here. We are live on Monday. It is Monday, April 9th. Of course, we go live every single day around the same time. Obviously, I do hot athletic yoga on Mondays. Thursdays, I have another class called Tabata, and then Fridays, I do something called Whipped. So today, we're going to be coming in, and first of all, thank you to all the subscribers out there. I remember when I first started. Back in the day, you could see my videos and what they were like and the progression, to say the least. You could see the progression of either the quality of me, of speaking, of when I was not in shape, when I was in shape. You could see, even just what I was focusing on at the time. I've been putting out, God knows how many videos. Grant Cardone has thousands of videos on his YouTube channel. He's got so much influence. So it's one of those things that you think about. You say, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I actually doing YouTube videos? That has to be the number one thing that you have to consider. And I can't recommend doing this enough. I can't. Like, this needs to be mandatory in school, is putting videos to the public, people you don't know. I'm not talking about to the classroom. I'm not talking about to the college or to the high school. I mean, people that are complete strangers, people that are up for the criticism, that are up for anonymity, or however you say that, and just leave their comments, because that's what they do. I get it all the time. I get people all the time that say, hey, listen, last week I got something, dude, your thumbnails are ridiculous. Okay, cool. Thank you for the feedback. I don't know if they subscribe or not. It doesn't really matter. But I feel that before I get into the actual lessons, this needs to be required, because there is such a, first of all, it's hard. Okay, it's hard. You have to consistently find out what's your why. Let's just start with that. What's the why? There's two camps. Number one is the people that are doing this because they have a passion towards it, and the people that are doing it to monetize it. Okay? The people that are looking to monetize it are the ones that take it very seriously. This is their full-time job, and this has to be a full-time job, because you have thumbnails, you have artwork, you have editing, you have lighting, you have cameras, you have content. You have so much stuff that needs to go into it. Why is this just a passion for me? Because it's just I like it, but that's not what I want to be known as. I don't want to be known as a Brian Tracy or Grant Cardone or an Earl or a Nightingale. People that put out, what's going on, my man Paul. I don't want to be known as that guy a YouTuber, or the guy that puts out sales content, or the guy that puts out personal development content, because that's great. I kind of want it as just a side hustle. I'm just doing this to get better in my business life. I just love business. I love building it. I love learning things. The actual knowledge portion, it's addictive. It really is, because it's easy. There is no rejection. There is no, like, what am I going to do today? It's like you just go live and you talk about stuff that is enough where people say, thank you, Charles, I'm going to subscribe, okay? So the number one is, which camp are you going to fall into? The one that monetizes it, like a Logan Paul, and I'll get into that a little bit deeper. The one that monetizes and the one that doesn't monetize it. Okay, from there, you have other pillars, okay? What kind of content are you putting out there? Knowledge right now, it's blossoming, okay? It's never going to be as good as entertainment. Entertainment content is people's outlets. You're going to get the young crowd that are addicted to it. You're going to get the middle-aged crowd. You're going to get everyone, okay? So when you have something that entertains people, like a Logan Paul or Jake Paul, or even PewDiePie, these, look at the top people, they're all there for entertainment. They're all to entertain you, where you don't even need to think. Educational videos, or philosophical videos, I should say, they're starting to make a comeback. And not make a comeback, I mean, they're starting to get popular. Even podcasts like Lewis Howes or Joe Rogan, what's his name? Obviously Gary, Jordan Peterson. You have because what you have to do is actually look at the video and think. These are the hardest videos, because I'm literally questioning you. I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning society. So that makes you go inside and say, okay, does this apply to me? First, that's the first question you ask, is does this content apply to me? Do I actually like this content? If I like this content, whether it's education or it's entertainment, does this content apply to me? I'm not gonna watch makeup tutorials. I don't give a shit about makeup tutorials. They make girls millions and millions and millions of dollars. There's millions and millions of subscribers, and it's perfect for that audience. First of all, they always ask, does this apply to me? Okay, great. Do I have to think a lot during this. That falls into entertainment. If you have to think, which is a Jordan Peterson, Grant Cardone, even a Gary Vaynerchuk falls a little bit into the entertainment, because he just puts out entertainment, and there is no like practical stuff. He doesn't really break it down. He doesn't say, I wake up at this time, then I do this, then I eat this, then I talk to this person. He doesn't really do that, okay? So the first thing is you have to understand the actual nature of the channel. And the reason, I'll just go back to my original thought, which is why people need to do this. Because you're getting over multiple fears. You're getting over the fear of don't know what to say. You're getting over the fear is likability. You're getting over the fear of criticism. You're getting over the fear of pushing out content. You're getting over so many fears. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's like when I leave this, I'm like ready to go through a brick wall, because your body doesn't want to do it. And then when you do it and you do it successfully, your body says, okay, it's actually not that bad. Let's continue doing this. Every single time, as what's his name says, there's going to be the resistance. The resistance is going to come in. It's never going to go away. It's like fear. It's like a fear of approaching that pretty girl or talking to that influencer, or you see someone that's famous and you want to walk over. That fear is never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be there, because your body is like, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's not do this. And that's with anything. That's putting out a blog post, that's putting out a video, that's going live, that's anything that's original. If you take something and you repackage it and you push it out there, like Evan Carmichael, he's probably a great guy, but he's literally repackaging ideas and making money off of it. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but he's not really putting out original content. He's just taking a bunch of videos, he's editing it together, and he's pumping it out. So number one is you have to know, it sounds so cliche, the Simon Sinek, which is why, and then what category do you fall in? Is it a passion, or are you trying to make money? And then, are you entertainment? Are you educational? Educational, there's everything. Makeup tutorial, philosophy. It could be building stuff. It's how-tos, whatever. From there, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. YouTube is so flooded with content. I forget the actual number. It's like something amount of hours are uploaded per minute. Per minute. Actually, they had a stat that they said per. Now it's probably grossly way in the past, but they said at one start, I'm going to start doing this a lot more. It definitely helps with your confidence. Listen, look at my earlier videos. That's what it comes down to. Look at my earlier, go to my BPI channel and look at me on property tours. I was a mess, and that's edited. I was so nervous. I worried about what people thought. I worried about what people talked about. Look at the early ones. Consistency is the only way, because this is what happens to most YouTubers. They pump out a bunch of videos, they don't get the subscribers they want, and then they quit. Or the opposite is true. They pump out a bunch of videos, it's really good, and then they get nervous that they're not going to reach the potential that they had with the earlier success. Okay? Perfect example is what's his name? He wrote the book Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Okay? He wrote that book, became a massive hit. He wasn't expecting it, and he wrote this in a blog post. He said, "What do I follow this up with?" What it's like a movie star, or it's actually like a childhood star that had this massive amount of success, and then now he's 20 or she is 20, and they're thinking, okay, how do I even follow this up? How do I follow this up? I was just on Growing Pains. I was just on Saved by the Bell. I was just on 9021. All these 90s shows in the 90s. Mark Manson, exactly. He had this ridiculous amount of success, and then in a blog post, he was so vulnerable, honest, and raw, and he said, listen, inside, I don't want to produce another book because it's not going to be as successful, and that's my fear. His fear of procrastinating is not enough time. His fear is not about what people are going to think. It's, am I going to live up to my previous book's success? And his publisher obviously wants that, because his publisher is in the business to publish books and make money, okay? So you have to know why. Consistency. And number three is you're gonna get more feedback about everything, things that you didn't even know. Feedback about your clothes, your hair, your face, the way you talk. You're talking too fast, you're talking too slow, you're stuttering, this doesn't make sense, that fact is wrong. You're gonna get criticism that you had no idea in life. You had nothing. That you don't make big sentences, or grammatically don't make sense. One of the biggest criticisms I get is that I'm all over the place. I am. I'm all over the place. And like, what am I going to do? Bullet point everything? That's just not my style. That's just not my style. You have to go with your style, okay? So you're going to get criticism on everything, okay? Just get ready for it, okay? Not a big deal. Okay, number 4 is when you put out the product, just get a little bit better maybe not every single video, but every single week or month, just get a little bit better. That's what your subscribers want. Your subscribers want you to just, maybe if you're doing this as a full-time job, your editing just gets a little bit better, your thumbnails get a little bit better, or the lighting is a little bit better, the quality of the audio or something just continuously improves a little bit. Look at Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes has upgraded tremendously from the beginning. He has this small office in LA, and the video quality actually has increased. The audio has increased. He's a better interviewer. He in general has gotten better along with all the content, okay? So you have to get a little bit better, or else people are gonna say, why the fuck am I subscribing to this if it's the same shitty stuff and it's good, but he keeps on rehashing it? Which brings me to my last point, which is you have to put out original stuff. If you're rehashing something, listen, Evan Carmichael, he does it really well. And I know I just ripped on him, but, you know, listen, he's a great guy. Obviously, his channel is extremely successful. But if you're not putting out original stuff like, that's why Logan Paul has 18 million subscribers. He's doing something that no one has ever done. That's why Casey Neistat was so successful. He did stuff that was at such a high level that no one else has done before. There were other YouTubers before. There was other daily vloggers before him. He put out such original content. This is in life, and I'm just going to leave you guys with this. What I just said is life, okay? People are going to give you criticism when you do something original. You have to put out content or keep on reading. You're going to receive criticism. And you're also going to receive something called 1% better. And that's all we're on. Just get a little bit better. That's it. That's it. That's it. We're not waiting for that quantum leap. That quantum leap will happen. It's just a matter of getting just a little bit better. Just a little bit better, okay? How do you do that? You have to go through the actual process. You have to go through the sludge. It's not fun. It's not sexy. And listen, 3,000 subscribers, that's probably something that, say, one of the big YouTubers gets per minute. I don't know. I don't give a shit. You know, it's not a big deal. For me, I'm actually doing it because I'm getting a little bit better. I know that one time I'm gonna have to perform on stage or live or on someone else's podcast, and I want to be ready. I want to be ready when that call comes. You know, it's like a hockey player, a football player that when you get drafted, dude, all that time you put in high school and in college, let's put it up. Let's put you on the field. Let's see how you perform. And if you're not practicing and you're thinking, I want the big game, but you're not ready, you're gone. You're gone. You're now a free agent, or you're now an insurance salesperson. YouTube is vicious, okay? You get the downvotes, and then YouTube says, fuck you. Bye-bye. You're towards the back. So I don't know out of that if you got anything besides why are you doing it, consistency, putting out original content, and expect criticism. That's with anything. And honestly, I can tell you right now, I know, Paul, you said you're going to be doing this a lot. You have to block out the time and say, this is all I'm doing at that time every single day, which is I'm just editing today. I'm just making thumbnails, or I'm just, tough to watch this during work. You could watch it later. It's up to you. But I can tell you right now, put in some headphones, bang it out right here, because this is the live Q&A, and then tomorrow we'll maybe answer some of the questions that you had. So I know it wasn't a how-to, but it's all cyclical into life, which is, going to the gym. It's mentality, it's business. Right after this, I'm going to make my sales calls. I have a fuck ton of sales calls to make, a lot of people to reach out to. So tomorrow, I'm going to tell you right now, the video is going to be You're Addicted, and it's about self-awareness. You're addicted to something. I'm addicted to something, and it's really saying, what is it? What is it? How do I actually find that out? Because when you're a little bit better and you're maximizing your time, even a minute or 5 minutes or an hour, that adds up over a week, over a month, over a year. I can tell you right now, in real estate, this is the last thing I'll end it on, which is there's not a lot of good agents. There's not a lot of good people in a lot of industries. 80% of every single industry sucks. They're just there for a job. They're just there for a paycheck. They're just there for the notoriety. They're just there maybe to get famous. Do you know how many people in LA are sitting there talking about, I'm going to be famous. I'm an actress. I'm an actor. Really? What were you in? Oh, you're the background for maybe 20 years ago in this movie, and you're still getting residuals of $1 a month? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, call yourself an actor. That's probably 90%. 90%. They call themselves something. You know, someone with say 10,000 subscribers, they would say, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, cool. So you monetize your audience at 10,000 subscribers. You're really thinking short term there, brother. You're really thinking short term. Okay. So 80% to 90% of any industry, I don't even want to get into real estate because they're a bunch of noodles. They are a bunch of noodles that don't know what they're doing. And it's really embarrassing. And I cannot wait until I actually build this out and I start wiping out people and then building people on and building the lifestyle brand that I actually want. So have an awesome Monday. Obviously, 9:30, I got to get on my sales calls. I'm probably going to be doing a live podcast. So if you guys want to go over to my Facebook page, which is Facebook page .com/C Botensten. It's not the one that's in the link below. And then I'm going to be doing a live podcast on the BPI channel. So that's going to be called BPIU. I'm going to be putting out a lot more video content on Botensten Properties International, which is obviously my company. So we're going to be talking about buyers, sellers, agents, things like that. You know, not to bore you guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're addicted to something. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. We're going to get that out of your fucking life because it's holding us all back, including myself. Talk to you soon.